That's a lot of iPhones on the table, and there's a good reason for it. I woke up this morning to an email saying, Lou, I need your help big time. And I was like, what could this possibly be about? This one seems significant. I'm writing you to make you aware of a huge issue with the new iPhone XS Max. When the phone is idle and asleep, it will not recognize the lightning jack and therefore will not charge the phone. It is only after you wake the device up that it recognizes the cable is plugged in. I'm trying to reach someone on a bigger platform to make this issue known to Apple so they can at least let customers know that they're aware of it. Now, this email came along with a link to the discussions.apple.com. That's Apple's official forums, where there are many messages of people experiencing this same issue. And when I saw this, I'm like, I have to investigate. What's he talking about? I've been using the iPhone XS Max and I didn't notice anything, but I've been using it exclusively with wireless charging. So I was like, oh man, this could be a big problem. Are people really unable to charge their new smartphones? Are we on the verge of some kind of charge gate situation? So I got all the iPhone XS and XS Maxes that we have in the studio to figure out how widespread this issue actually is. I've also got an iPhone X here running iOS 12 to see if it's strictly related to the operating system, this issue that people are supposedly having. I'll give you a quick breakdown on the complaint as it stands. Some say that when the lightning cable is plugged in to an idle iPhone, an iPhone just sitting on a table, it will not charge. Others are saying that if you tap on the phone and wake it up after the insertion of the lightning cable, then it will begin to charge. Others are having an even worse issue where it just won't recognize the cable. They have to flip it over, and even waking the device up with the lightning cable inserted will not create an effective charge. This is some crazy stuff. I haven't seen something exactly like this, definitely not on an iPhone launch that I'm aware of. I noticed that there were a couple of individuals, in fact, many requests for someone like me to make a video on this, because up until now, it appears that Apple doesn't really have an official response. In some cases, it looks like they have replaced devices, but then those new devices have exhibited the same issue. So responding to those people on a platform like this should bring light to it and hopefully some sort of a software fix, if possible, to address this sooner than later. First things first, let's put all of these iPhones into their locked state. In the top corner here, I have an iPhone X. That is, of course, to compare what usually happens or should happen when you plug in an iPhone to the wall outlet. Now we have standard power here, straight from the wall to this extension cord, followed by this power brick. This is the one that ships in the box with the iPhone XS and XS Max. And this is the lightning cable that is also in there. That said, we have tested this issue with third-party bricks, third-party cables, as well as Apple's own 29-watt, more powerful charge brick. The issue is not anywhere here regarding the charger or the cable itself. So here we go. iPhone X, regular iPhone X. We've all seen this, we're used to it. This is what you would expect to happen when you plug in an iPhone. Boom, pops up right away. You're aware, you're confident that your device is charging. You can go to sleep now. You'll be fine. Now, if I come down here to the iPhone XS, this is the first in our group. Now, the reason we have so many phones is because we want to see the behavior of each one to maybe get an idea of how widespread this issue actually is. So this is the first iPhone XS. I'll plug it in. Starts to charge right away. That's what you would hope to see. Okay, cool. How about the next one? The XS Max. No charge. It should pop up, of course, if it was charging. It even makes a tone, and you see the icon to indicate. Now, what about if I tap on this one? It starts to charge. So there's something to do with the sleep mode or the idle mode that for some reason is blocking the charge current from coming through, or at least the battery from receiving the charge. This is the most common version of this issue that I've seen. This is the exact issue that's affecting people because they're just plugging it in, going to sleep, and then waking up and it was never charging the entire time. This is another issue that's happening. When plugged in, look at this, it refuses to wake up. I've noticed this happening also. So sometimes it will effectively get the charge, but the entire phone will freeze. And this will just be in some weird state for a while now. Plug it back in. Another XS Max. No charge. What if I tap it? Boom, starts to charge right away. As soon as it jumps out of sleep, the charge can take place. Let's keep it moving. Next one up, another XS Max. That one charges immediately for some reason. Who knows why? Let's move down to the next one. No charge. Another XS Max with the issue. Let's see if we can get a XS to behave like these Maxes, where it's actually not taking a charge upon insertion of the cable. Okay, this device right here, no charge. What if I pick it up? Starts to charge. Very bizarre. It appears it's not isolated to XS Maxes. Let's try this next one. Instant charge. Next one. No charge. That's another regular XS, not charging. What if I tap it? Then it starts to charge. This is so weird. There are some people that have stated that it won't start a charge later on. It will look like it's charging temporarily or say that it's charging, and then it'll stop and it won't kick back in. Some people are saying they have the issue to the extent that they'll have to reinsert the cable or flip the cable around to actually get an effective charge. Okay, this XS Max has been asleep for a bit. Let's plug it in. Even though I'm holding it, still not alive. I tap it, still not charging. So this one has actually exhibited the worst problems of the bunch, and I think if you have a phone like this one, this is a nightmare. You're now plugged in, the phone's awake, and it's still not charging. Show them that it's plugged in, Jack. Plugged in. Is it a software problem? Is it a hardware problem? My gut is telling me it's software. I sure hope it's software. You can read up on this. It appears that Apple does not have an official response as of now. I know a lot of you guys out in the audience, you're like, Lou, why do you keep coming at us with these various smartphone issues? What are you doing bringing this stuff to light? There's a lot of Apple fans out there. This is in no way condemning the entire device. That's not the goal here. The fact is there are real humans experiencing this issue who spent their money, good money, to get these devices, and they're not behaving in the way that those people expected. The ability to recharge your phone confidently, I mean, that's like step one. That is a key ingredient to your smartphone experience. And if these people aren't getting a response or a refund or some kind of solution, many of them who got a replacement, they continue to experience the same thing, then it's up to platforms like this one, people like us, to escalate the situation so that it gets a better response. 8 devices on the table, and they're all exhibiting some form of the issue, some worse than others. This XS Max here is the worst of the bunch, where it usually exhibits a no charge situation followed by no charge even after waking it up. If you are an owner of one of these devices, the new XS or XS Max, do this test yourself. See if your device is charging in a weird way. If so, hopefully this comment section can act as an update, a conversation about what's happening. Maybe there are workarounds that you've found. Leave those comments down below. Look, this is my job. I gotta call this stuff out. You gotta hold these companies accountable. Ultimately, customers, you guys, that's who I answer to. You nominated me for this position. I'm not gonna help them sweep it under the rug. You guys need solutions if you're experiencing this issue. That's why the original email was sent. That's why the threads are out there. Hopefully, this can elevate the situation and we can find a solution. You nominated me for the job, so that's what I'm gonna do.